everyone, welcome to Money Nook. In this video, we are going to talk about old tax regime versus the new tax regime. Government has introduced the new tax regime in 2020 budget. So now when you are filing your own income tax returns, you guys might be wondering which is better. Is the old regime better or is the new regime better? By opting for which regime, will you end up paying less tax? If you want to know the answer to these questions in 2 minutes, please check out this video. The key takeaway from this video is going to be a 2-minute tool which I have developed. Using this tool, you can decide for your particular case which regime is better. You will also know the difference between the amount of tax you will end up paying between the old regime and new regime so that you can make an informed decision. Apart from this tool, we will also understand the basics of old regime and new regime. We will see what government has continued from old regime to the new regime, what it has changed, and finally we will also discuss about the rules to switch between regimes. To start off with, in old regime we have 4 different tax slabs, whereas in the new regime we have 7 different tax slabs. And another major difference is in old regime the tax rates are different for people of different age groups. People below 60 years have one set of tax rates, whereas people between 60 to 80 and above 80 have a different set of tax slabs. Whereas in the new regime, people across all age groups have same tax slabs. It means that there is no advantage for senior citizens in the new regime. You can see the tax rates in both old regime and new regime on the screen. As you can see, if you are earning either below 5 lakhs or above 15 lakhs, the tax rate is same for old regime or new regime. So there will not be any difference for these tax slabs. But in between 5 lakhs to 15 lakhs, the old regime has higher tax rate versus the new regime. But by looking at this, you can't simply conclude that new regime is better and you will pay less amount of tax in new regime. Because between old regime and new regime, the amount of tax exemptions that we have is vastly different. As you can see on the screen, in old regime we have 120 different types of allowances and deductions which government has given us. Whereas in new regime, 70 of these are removed and we only have 50 which are continued. So based upon the number of allowances and deductions you are using, the amount of exemptions that you are claiming and your total income level, we will be able to decide which regime is better for your particular case. Now let's have a look at what government has continued in the new regime. As we can see, the first and most important one is the tax rebate under section 87A. So for people below income level of 5 lakhs, government has given a tax rebate of 12,500. If you use this rebate, you will actually end up paying zero tax. So government has continued this facility in the new regime as well. So for people below 5 lakhs, there is no change whether they opt for new regime or the old regime. The next most important part is for employees. If you are employed, then your company will give you EPF, NPS, superannuation benefits. So in the old regime, all of these are not taxable up to a limit of 7.5 lakhs and each of them have a individual limits as well. This is continued in the new regime as well and this is a very big benefit. Moving on, in the new tax regime, we will continue to have tax benefits or exemptions on the interest amount and the maturity amount of PPF, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, NPS, etc. Similarly, the leave encashment exemption for up to 3 lakhs for private employees and unlimited for government employees continues in the new regime, as well as the tax exemption for VRS up to 5 lakhs continues. These are some of the top benefits or allowances and deductions that government has continued in the new regime. Now let's have a look at the deductions and allowances which government discontinued in the new regime. As you can see on the screen, again I have captured only the top deductions and allowances which are most frequently used and which are of high value. So section 80C, leave travel allowance, house rent allowance, education loan, all of these exemptions are removed. And if I have to put a value for these exemptions, it will be a minimum of 5.5 lakh rupees plus additional amount based upon your actual HRA, leave travel allowance and your actual education loan. So by opting for the new regime, you will lose out the chance to claim tax exemptions of 5.5 lakhs plus additional amount. All of this is fine, but which is better for me? Is the old regime better or new regime better? Where will I have less tax implication? If you have to decide that, let's quickly have a look at our tool. In the Excel on the screen, I have captured various deductions and allowances which are allowed in the old regime but are removed from the new regime in column C. I have captured the most frequently used deductions and allowances. If you are using anything apart from the 18 I have captured here, you can note them down under other special allowances. Column D has the limits for the exemption amount under each of them, and column E has any additional information regarding these deductions and allowances. You can enter the actual exemption amount which you are going to claim in column F. Let's say you want to claim 50,000 rupees as exemption under section 80C. Just note it down here. And also note down any other exemptions you want to claim. Once you have entered all these exemptions, you will get to see the total amount of exemptions which you are going to claim. Once you enter all the exemptions, enter your age. Let's say it's 27. Enter your total income. Let's say it's 10 lakhs. Now enter the exemptions which you are claiming under both old and new. In this particular case, there are none, but if you have any, you can enter it here. Once you enter these details, the tool will automatically calculate the total taxable income you have. Here it is 10 lakhs, and it will automatically populate the deductions and allowances from the above table. Now you will have the total taxable income under old regime, which is 9,50,000 here. As you can see below, the tool calculated the total tax payable plus the cess payable for both old and new regimes for this particular case. We can also see the difference between both the regimes. In this particular case, we will end up paying 28,600 rupees lesser if we opt for new regime. Hence, the tool is recommending us to opt for the new regime. Let's say now you have decided to claim more exemptions. Let's say you have a salary standard deduction of 50,000 and you have invested 1,50,000 under section 80C. So now you will claim 1,50,000 under section 80C as exemption amount. Now your total exemptions will become 2 lakhs under old regime and your total taxable income under old regime becomes 8 lakhs from 9,50,000 earlier. So as the total taxable income reduced, the tax payable and cess payable also reduced to a total of 75,000 only from 1,06,000 odd earlier. And the tool is now recommending old regime because the tax that needs to be paid under old regime is lesser. In this way, you can enter your own details and check which of the both regimes is better for your particular case and by how much as well. So we just saw how we can decide between old regime or new regime for our particular case. Okay, once we have decided with a regime, let's say I have decided with old regime for this financial year. So should I continue with old regime for the next financial year as well as the subsequent years as well? No, definitely not. You can switch between regimes from financial year to financial year. Let's say you are in old regime now, you can move to new regime next and you can even move back to old regime after that. So you can choose whatever regime you want to have. Okay. Now within the financial year, how will it change? Let's say you are an employee and for the purpose of TDS, you have opted for new regime. You have confirmed it with your company. After confirmation, within that financial year, you cannot change a regime. But at the end of the financial year, when you file your income tax returns, then you can again choose based upon your actuals, allowances, the income you received, the deductions you can avail. You can then again make a decision which one you want to have, the old regime or new regime, and go ahead with filing that. So now we understand both old regime and new regime, what government changed, what it did not change. We also have a super handy tool using which we can decide which one is better for ourselves. Is the old regime better or the new regime better? So don't wait. Quickly check which is better for your particular case and start filing your income tax returns. Thanks for watching this video. If you find the content useful, please like this video and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to Money Nook. Bye bye.